Hey, it's Favaz. Welcome to Pig Roast 2019. And with me is the first interviewees for the video for our website, The Black Moods. Hey, guys, welcome back to St. Louis.
We're the first today?
You're the first.
Oh, I love it.
That's Josh and Chico and Jordan right there. And so welcome back to St. Louis.
We're glad to be back.
My friend.
So here you are playing, Del Mar Hall, the small little place, and now you get to play the big 20,000 seat
We're
amphitheater.
excited, yeah. This is awesome. And I'm from Missouri, so this is really cooler.
Right. We'll get to that in a second because you played Springfield last night. But
Yeah.
I wanted to point out that these are the former mascot heads. You know, we have a mascot.
They must smell amazing.
Hell, yeah.
We have a mascot, Sweetmeat, and so this was, I don't know when we used to use this head. And then that's the other one right over there next to Chico and Jordan.
Awesome.
I'm getting a buzz just from sitting next to it. I can imagine what's in that thing.
So, all right, so you were in Springfield last night. That's where you're from, basically.
Yeah.
Your dad was on stage with you last night? Tell us about the show.
It was great. They're playing us on Power Rotation down there. So
Q102, yeah.
Q102 is, and so
Belladonna?
Bad News.
Bad News.
This is our
really?
second single.
Ah.
It's been this week. It's been 18 weeks on
Yeah.
the Billboard. We're like top 25.
Awesome.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it was really cool. Everybody's singing along, and yeah, my dad just had just enough that he beers that he got up and sang with us last night.
So for you though, I mean, playing like Springfield, is that cool? Because there are a lot of family there.
Yeah,
or
it's
do you
cool.
Get
It always gets a little
nervous.
Yeah,
or?
well, I mean, not so much to play, but just like to make sure you get time for everybody because we're on the road so much you don't really get to see. So you try to put your time between. You got to see mom, you got to see dad, you got to see cousins and that kind of thing. So, but it was great. Everybody had a good time.
So the Black Moods now have been. How long have you been on the road? I know you've had breaks here and there, but man, to make it in this business, that's what you got to do. You got to play live.
Yeah, we left Phoenix middle of June.
Middle of June.
And
we were in Mexico the first or second week of June. First week of
and then
June.
we went to L.A., did some recording, and then we were gone.
So,
wow.
So we've really been working
since we saw you last.
June. Yeah, basically since we saw you last.
That's what I was saying. I mean, because you parked the van out in front, and I saw the van.
Oh, yeah.
And I know, bands complain about, having stuff broken into in St. Louis, but that happened to you guys in your hometown.
In Scottsdale, yeah.
Tell us what happened.
Well, we were recording, and we came back to play with a buddy of ours, Danny Warsnott, plays in a band called Asking Alexandria. Yeah. And so he was doing an acoustic set, so we went and played with him that night. And so we were in Scottsdale for 10 hours. So Jordan and I drove back, and we went back the next day to pick up the van because we were in no shape for driving.
Definitely not.
And so we go back and get the van, and our backpacks were gone. I get back to the studio, and I'll go back out to grab my bag, and I was like, hey, did you grab our backpacks? He's like, no, did you grab our backpacks? And then they got our laptops, because we live out of those things,
Right.
So there's that.
So do you
Thanks
know
for bringing that up.
Where, Do you know where it happened? Like, what was it?
Right there. It's like in a good part of town too. I mean, Scottsdale. There's not really.
Yeah, I've been to Scottsdale. I played golf there.
Not a bad part of town.
No, it's a good place.
And as our home, it was the place we were actually playing to. We were regulars there.
Yeah.
But somebody was just watching us and got us good.
Yep, they did.
Thankfully, though, like they could have gotten way more. We had like $15,000 worth of gear still in there that they didn't take. They just
Really?
They opened up the side door and took our backpacks. And they didn't look left
Yeah.
and see all of the
The
guitars.
crazy thing, because we've been on the road, and so when I went in there to look, there was like an iPad sitting right next to where our bags were.
Bag of
there was
cash.
like $50 of cash,
Wow.
And they just didn't grab any of that. They just reached in and grabbed.
They
our
just
bags.
wanted to get out, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I guess.
Tell us, Jordan, tell me about opening for Whitesnake. Was it Whitesnake I saw?
Yeah, Whitesnake.
Yeah.
It was great.
I mean, because David Coverdale is a cool guy. He's very,
super cool.
very British. That voice just kills me.
I was
but
shaking
no
in my
problem.
little boots a little bit. Like the first few shows, I really didn't get a chance to see him as much as Chico did, and he'll tell you more about that. But the first time I saw him, like, of course, I made like a huge ass of myself because, like, I'm like, he's complaining about the lack of room in the hallway, and then I'm like walking by, and he's just like, "There's no bloody room," and then of course, and then there I am trying. I'm like, "Excuse me, can I get by?" You know what I mean? So I'm like, crap. I'm like, I'm making an ass of myself. But no, he was super nice. The whole band and crew was great. I mean, Chico was going to get an apartment with him. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so
they have a love affair
what
now.
is this?
It was just because Josh is a huge rock and roll history buff. And I like Whitesnake, whatever. Not a big, wouldn't be starstruck or anything. Turn the corner, very first day, there's David. And he's like, "Hi, are you in the band?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah."
my gosh.
Yeah, and so like every day he was like, "Chico, hello, how was your day off?"
And then I would like, it seemed every time I would show up, he was like, "Oh, you just missed David." I'm like, "What?" And so this happened a couple days in a row. And then after that, I was...
Yeah, finally, I'm like, he's getting off stage. He's walking this way. Stand right next to me. So,
So I do. I'm standing there, and then here comes Dave, and he's like, "Chico." He's like, "Hey." As soon as they did their bow and everything,
Right.
he like, comes up. He's like, right to Chico. We're standing by each other, and he's like, "Chico, mate." He's like, "Do you have a good show?" He's like, "You guys sounded wonderful." And he looks at me, and he's like, "Are you in the band too, mate?" And I was like,
You can see his
fuming.
ears.
Like, yes, I'm the singer. I play guitar.
and that stuff would happen all the time.
And it happened the rest of the tour. I mean, eventually it
Did
was
it
like,
really?
cool, yeah. But and then there's another time whenever I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're coming out," and I was like, "Oh, I don't have my pass," and I left to go get my pass, and here comes David.
here
Hey,
comes-
hang out.
oh my gosh,
And I
really?
come back, and I'm like, "What did I miss?" And he's like, "David
Yeah, and
Coverdale."
that's the thing is like because Tommy Aldridge would do like a 5-minute drum solo,
Right.
And that's when he gets off and goes to his little tent and breathes or whatever. And I knew he was coming. And it was just me and Josh backstage. I'm like, "Get over here, he's coming." He's like, "Okay, we're waiting." Then Josh, "Oh, I need my pass." I'm like,
Okay,
"You don't need
throw
your
me out."
pass. You're already backstage."
And here's a guy that sang with Deep Purple.
yes,
Sang with Jimmy Page.
That's-
Made
yeah.
an album with Jimmy Page.
Amazing.
And a really nice guy. I had dinner with him once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he couldn't have been cooler.
He's just
he was
so nice.
just
So nice.
the
So
nicest
cool
guy in
and-
the world.
You know, like the last day of tour, I was FaceTiming my son, and I'm walking around showing, the backstage, and there's David right there. I'm like, "David, meet Cairo." And he's like, "Hello."
That's
Yeah,
great.
David and Cairo are closer than we are.
So what's next for the Black Moods after you leave St. Louis? You're still out on tour. What's the plan?
This is our last show for 2 days, and then we drive to Phoenix. So we've got about a 28-hour drive,
my God.
and then we play with the Jim Blossoms and Collective Soul for a few shows.
Oh, cool. They're gonna Collective Soul is gonna be here at the end of the month.
Okay.
In here.
Love those
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
We haven't got to
Good guys.
play with them yet, but we've been out
Yeah, we
doing
get
shows
to
with
meet
the
them.
Jim
Great
Blossoms.
live band too. Oh my God.
We've seen him before.
Yeah,
so I'm stoked to see him again.
They're something live.
Yeah.
And then what about something new, man? I want to spin something on the seventh day in its entirety. Something new.
I'll get it to you.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh,
Okay.
we
It's
got some
coming.
new stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, our
We're
record's
looking to
almost done.
release. Yeah, we're looking to release something. What is it?
But I'll
like
give it to you first.
this fall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, in
Fall?
probably right after before Thanksgiving, somewhere around there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And we're back out on the road. Like, we're doing the Viper Room in LA and
On the 18th.
for their anniversary, 26th
And
anniversary.
we got
It's
some
gonna be
videos to shoot, and
Good for
it's
you
constantly
guys.
working.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here at the Pig Roast today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
We
you
know
very
when we
much.
were planning this out, we were thinking of, like who are we going to have? What younger bands are we going to have? Younger as far as, bands that we just started playing or whatever.
Yeah.
And you were one of the first ones that came in.
Thank
to
you
mind.
so much. Well,
And
you're the
thank you.
first to actually play us. To be honest, when we started going out and
Yeah.
hitting radio, you did it.
Yeah,
So
like
thank you
like
so much.
organically.
Right on.
And we thank you very much.
Happy to
for
do
that.
it. The Black Moods, everybody. We'll see them at the Pig Roast today.
That's right.